Hi, my name is ColdBeer and let's start with Othercide. Here you will lead your army of female warriors to battle. Your skill in combat will decide their fate, shape their abilities and personality. So under your command, they probably just die angrily in pain and agony. Anyway, jokes aside, like in all turn-based games, here you will have to plan your moves carefully, because one wrong action can lead your party to failure. Although the game offers cool mechanics where you can sacrifice one to heal another, survivors will get stronger, ready to fight the next battle. The bad news is that the game practices permadeath, so by sacrificing warriors, you are like sacrificing them for real. And the elephant in the room is, of course, the visuals of the game. Only black, white and red color palette exists here and makes this game stand out from other similar projects. Dawn of Man. This is a nice city-building game where you control some ancient people, hunt mighty mammoths, gather various herbs and build Stonehenges. Although, what is the meaning of them? The game also has great AI. Not as great as a Skynet, but that is nice because Dawn of Man will fail if it tries to conquer the real world. Although we never know what simple AI is plotting against us. We will never know until it's too late. The biggest flaw of the game, in my opinion, is the game's color palette. Boring greenish-brownish tones everywhere can be really hard to the eye, and the game itself is focused on survival and not war, so keep that in mind if you like to wage battles. Of course, there are some war elements. You have to defend your settlements from various raider scum, but that's almost it. Inscryption. This is a card-based odyssey that blends the deck-building roguelike, escape room-style puzzles, and psychological horror into a well-mixed Bloody Mary. You'll acquire a deck of woodland creature cards by draft, surgery, and self-mutilation, unlock the secrets lurking behind the walls of a mysterious cabin, and embark on an unexpected and deeply disturbing adventure. So don't play this game with your little kids or something.
Hey, you do whatever you like!
We can't condone anything of the sort.
No, we can't live! Live!
Anyway, overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam are well deserved. This game is a real gem. Also, if you are in doubt, you can play the free demo version. Weird West. You'll discover a dark fantasy reimagining of the Wild West, where lawmen and gunslingers share the frontier with creepy creatures. You will journey through the story of a group of atypical heroes, written into legend by the decisions you make. Each journey is unique and tailored to the actions taken. A series of high-stakes adventures where everything counts and the world reacts to the choices you make. You'll be often faced with brutal choices and consequences that can't be undone. Like, you know, when you put too much salt in your potato salad, you can't take it out. Well, actually you can make more potato salad without salt and mix everything together, so there is no moral here, just carry on. Old World. A really nice game for Civilization and Crusader Kings fans. It is an historical strategy game where you lead your empire through multiple generations, building a grand legacy to last beyond your own years. Here, each of the 7 kingdoms has 4 noble families that provide various benefits when put in charge of your cities. So you will obviously have to marry for politics, raise your heirs, and manage your relationship with the other influential noblemen of your kingdom. So like in that movie I never saw with Vin Diesel, family is what matters here, and if you want to be a strong ruler, your family must be strong as well. So probably marriages between cousins or brothers and sisters here and there is what you actually want. You may think that this is just a simple clone of Civilization, but the game actually takes about 40 hours to beat and contains 3000 unique events inspired by history and mythology. Review score hovers around 80% of positivity, so despite some minor things, all is good in this field. Total War: Three Kingdoms. This game recreates epic conflict across ancient China and it is made very well. You will battle across lush subtropics, arid deserts and snow-capped mountains. You will encounter the Great Wall of China, Yangtze River and many other historic and nature-made monuments you have no idea ever existed. Three Kingdoms is a great game and in some aspects it overshadows even the Warhammer trilogy. For totally new players it can also be challenging because the learning curve is really steep, otherwise it's fun with epic campaigns and battles. Hard West 2. You are a notorious outlaw with a dangerous reputation. On the hunt for a big score, you hear talk that a ghost train filled with federal gold is heading your way. So you swiftly assemble some cool people with cool guns and a few of them with even cooler supernatural powers. Sounds cool, huh? Well, the train is called Ghost Train for a reason. No spoilers though. It is a non-linear turn-based strategy game that is filled with puzzles to the brim. Instead of a traditional level-up system, the game relies on acquiring equipment and cards. So you build build a poker hand to power up your team members. Hard West 2 has several difficulty levels, up to 6 team members and many other cool features, but voice acting isn't too great. Also, the game isn't optimized very well, so the game score on Steam always fluctuates between mostly and very positive. Mutant Year Zero: Road to Eden. This is a tactical game that combines the turn-based combat of XCOM with real-time stealth and exploration of post-human world reclaimed by nature. And mutants. And by saying mutants, I don't mean human mutants. Those are all gone. Now smart animals rule the world.
Define smart.
Well, you got me here. They are not always smart. They sometimes do stupid decisions because, you know, you are controlling them.
Oh my god, how dare you!
Shh, it's a joke. So, although animals can't speak here, it's definitely not a Disney kind of world. It's brutal and cruel, and survival of the fittest is in progress. Here you must venture out of the city to explore the zone where one day you might find the Eden of legends, the ancients' heaven in the middle of hell. I guess with mountains of potato salad and rivers of cold beer. Maybe you will find your answers there. Then again, maybe not. Game has really beautiful graphics, great humor, and an interesting story. Also very positive reviews on Steam. Faeria. Are you bored from Gwent and Hearthstone? No problem, try Faeria. Here you'll find enough content to keep you entertained for hours. Basically, if you like Hearthstone or Magic the Gathering, then you may very well like the deck building aspects of Faeria. Game involves tactics as well as strategy, since it uses a hex board, which makes it stand out from similar games. Also, graphics and style will blow you, well, at least your mind. Game used to be free, but now it's not. It got a lot of negative reviews because of that, but don't worry, the game is still great. It's just not free anymore, and now it even has very positive reviews on Steam. I can only guess that by monetizing the game, the message Faeria is trying to send us sounds like
"Stop being poor" or something.
Well, that's rude, Faeria. Wow, just wow. You can't say that to people. Let them be poor as long as they like. Nadir, a Grimdark deck builder. I can almost guarantee that you have never heard about it. This is another deck-builder roguelike RPG, but with even darker and gloomier notes than Darkest Dungeon itself. Its artwork is inspired by Infernal Fire and many extraordinary legends, the deepest of them coming straight from Dante's Divine Comedy. As developers say, this is a child of Slay the Spire and Darkest Dungeon. He will command an avatar of one of the deadly sins in 1 versus 1 fights against powerful demons. You can craft your own cards, gather resources, and unlock new characters and vendors. People on Steam are saying that it's all plain and simple. If you like roguelike deck building games, you really can't go wrong with this one. Although you will go wrong by making bad choices in game, which will lead you to your death. That is guaranteed.
But what's then? You are already in hell.
Shut up. Unrailed. This is a chaotic railroad construction game where you work alone or way better together with your friends as a team to build a train track across endless procedurally generated worlds. You will master encounters with its inhabitants, upgrade your train and keep it from derailing. That is easier to say than to do, believe me. Chaos will overwhelm you and your bodies more than once. The game is not as dramatic as Overcooked games, for example, but you can for sure understand what will happen if you fail to communicate. This game has pretty good AI as well, so if your friends are dead, or if you are dead to them, then playing this game with the help of friendly AI will be fun as well. Titan Souls. The game is like a boss battle bonanza, and you are the brave little hero taking on these giant normos bad boys. So prepare for some epic battles that will test your skills, reflexes, and patience. It's a Souls-like game, so lots and lots of patience. The game is packed with 20 colossal titans, each with its own unique and challenging boss fight. You'll be like,
20 titans? That's more boss battles than I have fingers.
Well, at least some of you would say that. So shout out to you, my fingerless friend. Now subscribe, use something else for this task. Titan Souls typically takes around 4 to 6 hours to complete, depending on your skill level. Although if you are like me, a bit slow with these kind of games, it probably will take longer. Way longer. Prison Architect. Welcome to the prison. And not a prison of your mind you're living in right now, but a real one. Well, real is a relative term here. The game works somehow similar like any dungeon manager game. Well, more like literally the same. Except your inmates do not have as much of free will here, if you know what I mean. Anyway, here you will build an amazing maximum security prison where you can be a sadistic tyrant and torture your inmates. Or, I don't know, Norwegian prison, where inmates live better than people in freedom in most of the countries. enemies. I just saw on TV one documentary and their prisoners had better TVs and furniture than I do at my home. So, you know, you can help me out by supporting me on Patreon or joining here on YouTube. By the way, did you know that Prison Architect has a 3D mode as well? This is not a mod or something, you can turn it on or off anytime you want. Just don't drop the soap. Isonzo. This is a World War I game based on the Italian front. Inspired by the 2-year struggle for control of the Isonzo River Valley and the Alps, the game will lead you across stunning landscapes as you choose your path to victory. Cut your way through barbed wire, flank your enemies by following mountain trails, or man a mortar to blast a way through. Shape a dynamic battlefield by laying sandbags and wire, placing ammo crates, deploying trench periscopes or sniper shields. Fight with more than 30 unique weapons, survive poisonous gas attacks and intense artillery barrages. People on Steam are saying that mostly here you will run up the hill for 20 minutes and then you die. Somehow that is still a fun experience. The game is a proud owner of a very positive review score, so no tricks here. Sea Salt. It's a dark fantasy reverse horror action strategy game with a comfy horror vibe where you play as a nightmarish force of Dagon, the Eldritch God. You will be controlling an ever-growing horde of evil minions. To say short, you are evil and you slay good guys. That is very nice, I like that. Game looks easy at the beginning, you just run after some weaponless guys and tear them to pieces. But later it gets harder and harder.
That's what she said.
And then everything in your control dies horribly. To be short, it's a great game. I have reviewed this game in my channel and back then I gave the game 8 cold beers out of 10, which is a really high amount of imaginary alcohol. Shadow Tactics: Blades of the Shogun. This is a hardcore tactical stealth game set in medieval Japan around the Edo period. You will take control of a team of deadly specialists and sneak into the shadows between dozens of enemies. Choose your approach when infiltrating mighty castles, snowy mountain monasteries and hidden forest camps. Set traps, poison your opponents or completely avoid enemy contact. Game has an overwhelmingly positive review score, meaning that for this price it is a masterpiece. Although keep in mind that the game sometimes may prove to be insanely difficult and some missions are beyond hard to crack. So be sure that you have not forgotten how to use that tiny, not very important organ between your ears, because you will need it more than ever. People on Steam are talking that if you like classic Commandos or Desperados 3 for example, this game for sure is your spoon of potato salad. Warpips. This is a quick to learn but also very fun tower defense strategy game. You will deploy the right composition of soldiers, tanks, helicopters and planes, compose the best army, research the right tech and overwhelm your puny pathetic enemy. Although the game may look like a multiplayer thing, it is absolutely a single player experience made entirely for your personal pleasure. As developers say, if you buy the game, you get the game. No pay to win elements, no microtransactions and no pineapple in potato salad. It's a solid game with randomly generated battles that are different every time you play. People on Steam are saying that Warpips is a great relaxing game where you don't want to dive deep in some complicated story and just want to brainlessly push buttons. Mortal Shell. Here combat is very strategic. You must thrust your weapon only when an opportunity opens. You have to calculate your moves and unleash counterblows or perish and meet your doom if you are an impatient one. You will be given some cool abilities like Stone Form, which can be used as a block or to add brutal weight to your own devastating attacks. Also, the RPG element is very strong here. You can get new skills, upgrade old ones, sharpen your blades with acid and of course find different weapons. Your path is guarded by tough adversaries devoted to creepy gods. You will meet many grotesque creatures, but do not let fear halt your journey. Muster your courage and face them down as a true Sofa warrior you are. I know that this game will probably infuriate you, but the price is very nice, so you can probably afford to infuriate yourself for less than 10 euros. I would even say that this is the right price for the game. I wouldn't dare to recommend it to you for the full price, but now, you know, why not? And now, thank you for watching, and keep in mind that you will find my affiliate links to all the games in the description below. Have a nice day and I'll see you next time. Bye!